This is my daily update, Wednesday, August 11th, 2017. Happy anniversary, hubby. Someday I hope to show you all of these videos on YouTube. Hopefully that won't be very far off. And just wanted to let you know I love you and your stuff is still here. Reason why we say our stuff is still here is my husband and I are from very different backgrounds. He's raised in a traditional Mexican-American household, and I couldn't understand why he never told me I love you until one day we saw a comedian, and he was joking about his wife wanting to be told that she was loved, and he's like, why do I need to tell you? My stuff is here. My tools are at your mom's. So instead of saying I love you, Ken and I always say that his stuff is here, and I know what that means. At 1:30 today, it's been 110 hours since my husband was taken into Delaware's Department of Corrections custody as someone who is completely innocent, has brain damage, and was railroaded into accepting a plea he was promised would keep him out of jail. And there was no evidence against him. I've posted the prosecutor committed perjury in court, and there have been many acts of prosecutorial misconduct. So as I said, it's been almost 110 hours. My husband is in extremely fragile health. He's, as a result of the stress of being under malicious prosecution, being accused of being a pedophile, which he is not. He had 2 major strokes in July of 2016. And as a result of that, his entire left side was paralyzed. He's gotten some of that back. He's lost part of his central vision, so he's nearly blind. He's always been diabetic. He's been on insulin since the stroke, and he has cholesterol. It's genetically so high that they can't get the good and the bad ratios, and he's also under some other medication. He also is under extreme pain. He has psoriatic arthritis in his knee and a torn ACL. In the 1990s, his lower back was shattered when he was hit. He was driving a carpet full of Oriental rugs, and his backbone was broken. There's a little bone called the partus particulum, I think it is, that was shattered. It holds the hips to the spine, and that was shattered, and as a result, his muscles hold his hip bone to his spine, something that is very painful. A few years ago, he was working. He broke his leg. He had a U-shaped fracture, and he had an 8-inch metal plate put in his left ankle. That's not gone well, especially when we're having weather like we are right now. It's hurricane season. Any electrical storms causes that to vibrate, and I felt that many people have, and I've actually stood in the kitchen and seen sparks fly from his ankle to the stove, which is stainless steel, during an electrical storm. So I've got a lot of reasons to be concerned with my husband. He has hyperpathia as a result of the stroke, as well as brain damage that affects his ability to comprehend what's going on, and also his ability to react emotionally. So when he was still in the courtroom, I said, what are we going to do about his medical condition? And for months I had discussed this with his public defender, Ross Flockersy, who I've been told many times, is a fine litigator completely dedicated to his clients. Ross would never address any of the medical issues. There's something in Delaware, it's like there's an elephant in the room, and if you say something that doesn't agree with the political party of the Democrats, they just ignore you, like you're nuts and you haven't said anything. So we're left with a big pile of elephant feces that we really need to clear out. Anyway, it's been 110 hours. I've only had 60 seconds worth of contact with Ken. Because of the visitation system in Delaware, I had to wait until Monday when I called a line. It's on a first-served basis, starting at 7:30 in the morning, and I was able to set up one visit for next week at 11:30 on Monday. So at that point, I will see him and be able to verify what physical shape he's in and whether he's alive or dead. In the meantime, Delaware will not tell me if my husband is still alive in police custody, which is scaring the shit out of me. I have tried reaching out to everybody I can think of. My federal level senators, Thomas Carper and Chris Coons, are Democratic puppets. They do absolutely nothing to help their constituents, so they're useless. We do own property in Oklahoma, so I've been trying to work through our Oklahoma Senator, Lankford. Haven't gotten a response back from his office, but I am hoping for one. And I've been very active on the presidential Twitter feed this morning, asking our President Trump to open a federal investigation into the systematic denial of constitutional rights for indigent defendants in the state of Delaware criminal justice system. I also asked him to support having Ken put on house arrest pending the outcome of this federal investigation, which I think is a good compromise. I've also made that request to my state level Senator Brian Townsend, who's a very fine young man, very responsive. He's also on the Corrections Committee, which is investigating problems in the correction system as a result of riots earlier this year at the Vaughn Correctional Facility outside of Smyrna, Delaware. During that uprising, a corrections officer was unfortunately killed. They're blaming it on the prisoners and hiring more guards, but the real problem is that the criminal justice system in Delaware is full of corruption, and nobody will listen. So I'm hoping that we can avoid it. Since yesterday, Gander Hill, which is the nickname for the facility where my husband is, the Howard R. Young Correctional Facility, has been on lockdown. There is an uprising going on there. I'm terrified because as a result of the stroke, my husband's immobile. He requires a very highly customized prescription wheelchair in order to ambulate, and he has been denied that. So he's in an uprising. He's innocent of crimes that in the general population will cause him to be attacked and killed. Severely medically fragile. I have been trying, as I said, since Friday, numerous emails to the Department of Corrections, numerous phone calls, which nobody ever answers, or if I do get to a voicemail, nobody returns. I did speak yesterday, very shortly, to one human who said, we're in the middle of this uprising, we're on lockdown. You have to wait for the major to call you back and set an appointment. And of course I haven't heard back. Brian Townsend, who's my state senator, talked to his assistant, who's very nice and has helped me in the past with other problems, and they reached out to their Department of Corrections liaison, but it's been 2 days and they're not getting any response back from the Department of Corrections. I need two things. My husband has visual problems as a result of the strokes. He lost this central part of his vision, so he can see the outside, but he has holes in his vision. He's also very sensitive to light. It's not with his eyes, it's with the nerves in his brain, as a neurologist explained it to me, but without his prescription eyeglasses, he's going to be in severe pain from headaches. He's not going to be able to see what's going on. So I want to get his glasses to him. Since nobody answered me for 3 days, I took the initiative of putting his eyeglasses in a plastic baggie and driving it to the jail, and I was turned away because I did not have an appointment to turn it into medical staff. In that, I also had a list of all his prescriptions because he's on a number of medications, and on Friday, when I did talk to him for 60 seconds, that he asked me to get that to the jail because he couldn't remember due to the brain damage. So I have that typed up. I'm trying to get it to them. They will not accept it. So that concerns me because there have to be a lot of people in the Department of Corrections system in Delaware who have medical issues. I've been fighting this for 5 days, and I'm very aware of how to work the system, how to get information, how to make the public aware, and I'm having this level of a struggle. It's been publicized on the president's Twitter feed that my husband is not getting medical attention correctly in the state of Delaware, that he's an innocent man, that I have contacted my state level senator, that I have contacted the governor of Delaware. And even after the governor, supposedly, I was told by a staff member, Javier, yesterday, that the governor would reach out to the Department of Corrections asking for a way for me to provide a list of my husband's medications after my senator has requested that. It's been 2 days and we still have no response from Department of Corrections. What the fuck is going on here? Excuse my language. I do not cuss. But I don't know what else to do. So that's the medical thing. I went to visit our family doctor yesterday because she's been very supportive. From day one, she has offered to testify in court that my husband was physically incapable of molesting 2 children because he had a testosterone level of 97, and due to damage from diabetic neuropathy and the stroke, or not the stroke, the broken back at the time, he was impotent and unable to commit these acts. Um, and we have all the medical records to back that up, but they will not accept that. We asked a number of people to write letters on his behalf before the sentencing, and except for 2 of them, they all declined. So hopefully those people will reach out now and speak out publicly that Ken has helped them in the past, that they've seen him with the girls and never mistreated them, or they will at least send him a card or a letter. My health is not good either. I have mobility issues. I have Klippel-Feil syndrome. I have narcolepsy with cataplexy. I've got a number of internal problems as complications of the Klippel-Feil syndrome. It causes heart defects, it causes kidney defects, it causes problems with the bladder, it causes lung problems, causes breathing problems. A lot of people I know have problems where they lose control of their autonomous nervous system, which controls the blood pressure, breathing, and so forth. They have dystonic storms similar to what I had on Friday in police custody. My blood pressure is extremely high, and right now I'm on the highest dose of mixed blood pressure medicines that are available. My doctor cannot increase my hypertension medicine anymore, and I'm at serious risk of a heart attack myself. I need to stay alive. I've lost 12 pounds in 5 days, which is good because if any of you are chronic pain people and have followed the attack on chronic pain sufferers, it's becoming really impossible for those with chronic pain to get medical treatment due to the addiction epidemic outrage. And I had to go recently 7 weeks with no pain medication, so my blood pressure's been up because of that. I am on gabapentin to help control the pain, but that caused me to gain 25 pounds within a month. So I've taken off 12 of those, which is good, but it is too fast of a weight loss. And I'm very close to having a heart attack myself. So she prescribed Xanax, which I'm very hesitant to take during the day. The reason for that is I have narcolepsy, and any sedative just like is triple or quadruple the effect. And I have to be awake. But I do have those as a backup now. Thank you, Dr. Lazar. Hopefully they will reach out to you soon for assistance in managing Ken. She also knows I have my medical marijuana card, which I had gotten. I don't smoke marijuana, but because of the hysteria over the use of pain relievers and the denial of the ability to get pain medicine, I cannot take care of my husband if my pain is not under control. And Medicare does not provide any in-home health care. So he's had the stroke, and I'm seriously disabled. I've been his sole caretaker for 2 years, which I do lovingly. I love my husband, and he's taken care of me when I've been physically unable to do so in the past. But it's a problem with our healthcare system. So there's a lot of things going on that are contributing to this problem. As I said, today's our anniversary. I'm dangerously close to a heart attack. I have done everything I can to try to reach my husband. There's money on his account where he can call me. I've been unable to load the Connect Network app to my phone, which supposedly allows me to send him a text message. I have written him letters. I sent him a card for our anniversary. So hopefully he's getting access to his mail, and he knows that I still love and support him. I totally stand behind my yelling to the rooftops that my husband is completely innocent of this crime and that he was railroaded by prosecutorial misconduct by Diana Dunn, by Jonathan Harding. I believe it's in response to some outrage in Delaware. A few years ago, there was a pediatrician, I believe his name was Brady, who violated hundreds of children in his care. And he was sent to jail. And there was a DuPont heir who actually admitted in court to raping his children. But he didn't feel that prison was a good place for him to be, so he was put on house arrest, which is something that I'm asking them to do for my husband. If an innocent man is in prison, but a DuPont heir with his money is on house arrest, that doesn't seem fair to me. Also, there was a Baltimore Ravens cheerleader who used Instagram to go out there and find and seduce a young man, which I know a lot of people are saying, hey, she was a cheerleader. There's no way this boy could be raped. But there was a minor boy who a Baltimore Ravens ex-cheerleader raped in Delaware. She was given several weekends of probation. So, I don't understand why my husband is in there for taking 2 children into a shower and using Rit to eliminate lice infestation in their hair, for teaching them, which their mother had not done. They were 6 and 7. They were not potty trained. That they needed to wipe themselves after going to the bathroom. They needed to not go to the bathroom in their pants and walk around with a shirt tied around their waist. And for telling them that nobody could touch their privates, but they needed to bathe themselves and have nobody touch them. Um, and for, under doctor's orders, rubbing lotion on their legs, which had a condition called ichthyosis. They also put medication on my husband's knee, which has psoriatic arthritis. I have pictures of that, which I will share. And they rubbed lotion on him because they had never been nurtured, and this was a way for them to kind of learn by doing what they were being taught, that they were worthy of being cared for. So you can see my hair is really long. I've had it in a ponytail. Periodically, I let my hair get long and I cut it off and donate it to wigs for children who have cancer. My sister has breast cancer, and she's been on my mind a lot lately, and donating my hair is a way of me praying for her. So I'm going to go get my hair cut today and donate it so I can look a little bit better on these videos. Also, I've lost a full size, and because we were preparing to move to an off-grid tiny house, I got rid of everything that didn't fit me, so now I'm going to have to get a couple new outfits simply because I've lost a full size and my clothes are falling off of me. So I'm not getting all fixed up and dolled up. To the many men that have sent me requests offering to step in, you know what? Thank you for the attention. I'm flattered. But I love my husband. I'm a faithful wife, and I am not interested in any hookups right now. So if you want to help, send a prayer for my husband. Call, get attention to his case, but do not ask me to meet you for some kind of dirty hookup. It's just not going to happen, okay? I love Kenneth Barron. He is innocent. Today's our anniversary. Happy anniversary. Love you, hubby. I'm still fighting, trying to keep myself alive, trying to keep you alive, and hoping that we will